And that's the other thing too, is like, I remember going to therapy for the first time and I was scared shitless. Like I did it. I made a BuzzFeed video out of it just because it was the only way I would do it. So I forced myself job wise. I'm like, at least get paid to go to therapy. But it was like Latino men go to therapy for the first time. And my biggest fear was I felt like I built my life off of like a deck of cards. And I felt if I was going to go to therapy, someone was going to pull that card at the bottom and it was all going to crash down. Like I built all this defensiveness and lack of vulnerabilities and it got me this far. Now, if I dive into it, it's all going to crash. But what was beautiful is like, I let go of this weight I've been holding for so long. And it felt so good to leave myself alone and just be who I always were, which was really cool too. So how you're presenting it, it just hits it so beautifully because it really is that path. It doesn't have to crash. And I love that you have that community as well.
It's like dejarte ser y dejarte ser en paz. Like for you to let yourself be, but also to learn what it's like to have peace in your life. Because when we're surviving, we don't really know peace. We know the day by day and we know like coping mechanisms or like feeling like, yes, like this deck of cards, and it's exhausting trying to uphold this deck of cards that you built. And when you have this space, whether it's a therapeutic space, whether it's a community space or healing space, you learn to live and breathe and heal instead of just survive. Yeah. And that's what I refer to as like giving yourself wings, that instead of feeling like it's crashing, you're actually como aligerándote, lightening your load enough for you to fly and use those wings and get to experience life from a different point of view.
So that's beautiful because I literally talked about taking that weight off, and so we could actually fly, so we could actually have those wings, so we could actually soar. And the fact that is possible, which is really impactful. Like I've been grounded. I have these wings and I've been grounded, but I don't have to. There is a path on the other side where I get to soar. And I think that's really awesome that you're able to give that path to take that off your shoulders, which is awesome. I have
The Self Hype Podcast.